And I'm going to show you the steps that goes into, I guess, putting code behind a graphic so you can make it kind of shake like this, and different ways you can alter it to give it more effect. Um, so I'm going to just quickly walk through this one. So this is what's on my Guitar Picks website here, and under my Guitar Picks and more. And I created a tutorial on, I guess, an article just on how to add JavaScript code to images to make an effect like this, and I'm showing you what it is, and I go into the steps of actually how to go about to do it. Uh, so let me just show you how I go about to do this. So first of all, inside here, there's a link that tells you to pretty much go to dynamicdrive.com, and this is the shake image thing. I don't use it to the letter, but I use something similar to it, and but they have a really good one here that you can see the effects that you can do with it. And I'm going to show you how to make this happen without having a coding software, because ultimately I like using NetBeans when I do my coding, um, and it's kind of give you an example of stuff that I work on. Um, this is also the NetBeans is how I created my fishing widget that I have as well. Uh, but there's cool things you can do with it, and one of the things I've been experimenting with is just putting the shaking image on top of another layer just to give it kind of a bobblehead effect kind of thing. But there's different things that you can do with this, and I'm still messing around with that. That's why it's not on the website yet. But so here's just a quick version of it with in essence just the main image that shakes. And when you hover your mouse over it, it stops, and it'll actually start changing speeds and alternating back and forth. So let's take a look at how to do this. You come over here and inside here, right below when you open up this link, here's the extra code that goes about to do this. Um, and sorry, and let me make this a little bit bigger so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So here's the code. So in essence, what you want to do, you want to hit select all, and we're going to take this and put it into a notepad document. So if you go to your bottom left corner in your search field, if you're using Windows, just start typing notepad, and you're going to see wrong button there. You're going to see the notepad icon pop up. Let me see which one I'm going to use. So I'm going to use this one as an example that I was just messing with on this one. So when you start off with, when you copy this in there, you got to make sure the first thing you do is type uh, the HTML head head code. I'm drawing a blank of what it's actually called, but it tells your document that it's going to be an HTML file, and this is the head section within your HTML file. Two main elements of a HTML file. You have a head and a body. So this is the head section, and in the head section is where you're going to copy the JavaScript code that you just took from the dynamic drive. Just copy it right in here. And if you see their thing, they're saying if you change the variable vector, you can change it to 8, 9, 10, whatever you want to change this value to. But larger the value, faster the shaking effect happens. Lower the value, slower it is. Um, I have it set at 3. And the next big part in here, after you do that, you're going to come back to the, to the dynamic drive site, and you're going to copy this piece. This goes into your HTML body. So go back uh, to your notepad that you just created. Um, End your script with the head script that looks just like that with the forward slash right in front of head. That tells you that that is the end of the head section of the HTML file. And then you're going to go ahead and copy that into the body. Uh, let's see. Now the body tag isn't in this area as I recall. Let's take a look. So you got to make sure you have the body tag in there. So make sure you put the I forget what that's called, a bracket, uh, and then type body, and then uh, copy the code in there, and then end it with this, which is the backslash body and the backslash HTML. So that's telling you to end the body segment and then end the HTML page. Go to File and hit Save As, and and you're going to save this in a folder that you can access via the internet, especially if you want to share it. You can technically put on any folder you have right now if you want, uh, uh, and run it off your browser by just right clicking on the file name, hit open with, and then select the browser that you want to use. But when you do this, make sure whatever you name it down here, you need to type .html Forget about the text down here. Just always type .html. That is in essence, that's what makes it save as an HTML file, and that will allow it to open on your browser. So if you were to open that up, uh, you would actually see the bouncing image that you have in there. So let's go back and so let's kind of go backward a little bit. So you got the code in there. Now you need to get your image in there. To do that, you want to be able to go to a public folder or whatever folder. In this case, you're seeing my Dropbox public guitar pick folder where I just experiment with out there so I can see how it looks off my computer, how it would look like on the internet. Uh, so in this case, right here is where I did my save as skullshake.html, and that's what makes an HTML file. Inside of here, oh, not what I want to do. Let me close that. So inside of there, let me go open the notepad. I'm pointing to the skull effect PNG. That is this image right there. So as long as the HTML file's in the same folder with your image, all you need to do is under the source equals type in your image name dot whatever the image tag is. In my case, it's PNG. Uh, then you're done in essence. So at that point, you can save as HTML, right click on it and see it in your browser. If you want to put this in your browser, if you're able to do a web host where you can add an image and then put the code in there and run it, then that's ideal. But if you're using something that doesn't support that, like I'm using, you're gonna have to do a second step, and that's make it an iframe. But this is step one. So now that you have that, you have an image that shakes, so you can get that squared away however you want it to look. The next step to do the iframe piece, you're going to enter a code. Um, so you're going to come in here, and then you're going to make this get the public file for this one. In my case, I'm trying to create public link, copy public link. So that's going to make this a web address for me. And then in your notepad, I called mine logo iframe just so I can keep track of it. You're going to create this tag in here, and it's inside of my website that with what the tag looks like. Um, and you can steal that from right over here. So just come over here and grab this one and just put this into a new notepad. So you're going to come back there, create a new notepad, um, do your do the same tag as you did before. Well, in this case, you don't need to. So just copy that inside of here, and then go get the copy the public link for your Dropbox HTML file. And remember, what you're doing is grabbing the HTML file. Because your HTML file is actually already located in this folder. It's in the same folder with your image. So by doing this and getting the public link for this file, this is already going to be running in the background, and it already has the image there that it's referencing. So when you do your iframe, you're going to come over here and just copy that public folder location. It doesn't have to be Dropbox, whatever you use for it. But if you have to use something, Dropbox is an easy one to use. Um, and then you can put this into your website like I did, and then it works. You may want to explore messing around with the width sizes and the height sizes depending on the image size that you're putting in there. Uh, but ultimately, this is how it works. You can add a border if you want to add a border to it. Uh, but once you put that into your website, you're going to have something that looks like this. An iframe is in essence a window into another file. In this case, we're actually working off of my shake image file that we're just looking at. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I should tell you regarding this. But ultimately, that's what it takes. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort, especially when other people have done the work. And as long as you're not selling and so forth, you're not doing anything wrong. But you can have fun with this kind of stuff and just add it to your website. Uh, if you're into coding, I like coding and I like making my own stuff. So, I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff, kudos to you. This is probably pretty basic for you, but for the rest of us who just wants to add some flair to our graphical images and designs, that's an easy way to do it. Um, so I hope that helps.